Welcome to another mystery envelope challenge. I'm Cammie with Crafting with Cammie. Today it was my turn to hand out the mystery envelope. So I said, it's fall, y'all. Happy October. For this month's mystery envelope challenge, I have sent papers from Close to My Heart's Gnomes for Autumn collection, Stampin' Up! Polka Dot Trim, and an assortment of enamel dots. Create a fall or autumn inspired layout using these products along with anything from your stash. Happy crafting, Cammie. So these are the papers from the Close to My Heart's Gnomes for Autumn. I have a 6-inch square here, and then I have this one. And then I have a few 4x4s. And then here is that trim. This is from Stampin' Up! So I'll have that linked below. Anything that's available I'll have linked below in the description box. And then these are just some enamel dots from my stash. And I gave everybody the same enamel dots. So that is what we are playing with today. Let me go ahead and clear this up and get out my Versamats. Luckily, I have a lot of Gnomes for Autumn paper left. So I have these 12x12 sheets that I can bring in, and here's the backs of those. So I am going to try to use the already cut pieces that I had sent in the mystery envelope, but I think I'll probably bring in even more. So I have these options, and I still have the zip strips, so I might bring in some of those too. This paper has the scarlet colored apples and leaves, and some of the scarlet is in the trees and that sunflower. So, and the mushrooms, they're so cute. So I am going to bring in more scarlet, and I think I'll start with a frame style layout. I also have some melon here, which is not a coordinating color, but I think it'll go nicely with those pumpkins and the shirt I'm wearing in my photos. So I think I'll do some white on top of the scarlet so that my embellishments and my photo mats and all of that can stand out a little bit more. So here is some white daisy, or it's now called white willow, through Stampin' Up! They did start carrying Close to My Heart's white, so I'll have the white willow linked below. But maybe just a 1/4 of an inch border going around 3 of the sides. I'll have them meet in the middle. All right, I got that frame cut out, so I have those centers to use on another project, and I just left 1 inch going around. And then I have my adhesive. I just used my tape runner along the edges here, and then I put it down the middle there since it'll be lined up that direction. So we should be able to use our Versamat and just leave that 1/4 inch. Oh, my hand's stuck. There we go. And these Versamats are no longer available since they're Close to My Heart products, but there is a glass mat through Stampin' Up! I'll have that one linked below. It's very similar, but it's glass instead of the this plastic with the foam on the back. So I'll have that linked below if you're interested in having some kind of grid like this. My husband and I went to an apple orchard. So I have lots of pictures of us picking the apples, holding our apple basket. And I'm thinking of doing a collage style. You've seen me do this numerous times here on my channel now. I've kind of become obsessed with these kind of collage style. This one I'm facing this direction, so I want it on my left-hand side, and then my husband is facing this direction picking the apples. So that's kind of how I start laying my photos out. If you caught my kayaking one, you'll understand this picture here. So I had to take a picture of it when we came across it at the apple orchard. Go check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. It has a funny story. Okay, so thinking something like that, and I wanted the 4x4s offset so that they weren't matching completely along both sides, and then these two offset, and then I have them kind of building out. I'm thinking my title could go up here. I could use some stickers, maybe a banner up here. I want some paper down at the bottom. I'll bring this one in since it has all of the colors. Then I can bring them in through my embellishments and my other my other papers. So I like that idea. I don't know if I want it going all the way across both pages or if I could use this. So this side I have cut to 11 3/4 so that I still have that frame going along the side. And then maybe we can leave that side there. Or would I want it reversed? On the other side of this paper is the fall word search. So that would fit perfectly here as well if I wanted to kind of bring my photos in more and have more background. So let's bring these back in. How did I have this? This one up here. I do kind of like having the paper layers back there. I could also bring in some of this. This just kind of gets lost now. But I do like having that back there. Okay, I like this down at the bottom. I like having that kind of anchoring my photos, and it brings in all the other colors. So let's get that inked and placed down, and then I can play around with these smaller pieces of paper. I will be using my charcoal ink because I do want to bring this paper in. My husband's wearing kind of a charcoal shirt, so I'd like to bring in these little forest critters there, and those are in charcoal. So I'm just going to grab my charcoal ink and we're going to go around. Ooh. And I guess I'm going to kind of go over the paper a little bit. Okay, and then we'll do the same here. So let's go ahead and get this down. And I'm not going to put the adhesive all the way to the edges, just in case I do decide to tuck anything under. Then I have that option. I do have this zip strip as well that I could bring in right down here and kind of complete that transition. I have a second one. I think that might look nice, and it does kind of go with my shirt. This isn't a very good picture of the color of my shirt, but there's also some apples up in the tree that are a lighter pink tone, so I think that matches pretty good too. So let's go ahead and get these down. I just need to trim them a little bit shorter. So this one is 8 inches long. I'll trim this one to 8, and then this one I just need to cut off that 1/4 of an inch. Now that I put this zip strip across, I want to show more of that. So I moved my photos up just a little bit, and I have this one resting on top of it. I might be able to bring it down maybe over half so it looks overlapped, but I don't want to hide all of my zip strip now. And then I did mat my photos, so these 4 are matted on that melon cardstock from Close to My Heart. These 2 are matted on green, and then these 2 are matted on gray or charcoal. This is that 6x6 piece from the envelope, and I'm thinking of putting that right back here just to add some more color behind those photos and bring in that red. And that was 6x6, and I inked around the edges. And then this is a 4x4 piece, and I'm thinking of mimicking that over here, but I also need a spot for embellishments, and I'm not sure. I could do something like that and just kind of keep it not completely symmetrical. I thought my title could go up here, but I don't want to hide this paper now. So maybe I'll put my title down here. And I was planning on using stickers for that. So I have two different sticker sheets. One is from the Gnomes for Autumn, and then the other one is from a different fall pack from Close to My Heart. This one's the Gnome for Autumn one because it has the gnomes. I can't remember what this one was called, but I thought the colors kind of went good together. This one has apple picking. That'll be perfect. And then I have some banners, and I'm thinking I do want to bring in some banners, maybe up in this corner. For my title, we have Season of Change. We have Leaves Are Falling, Autumn is Calling. Autumn leaves and pumpkins, please. We weren't doing pumpkins. We were just apple picking. This one might work. The leaves are falling, autumn is calling. We weren't wearing sweaters. It was still pretty nice out, actually. It was a warmer day. Happy Harvest, that would fit. And it brings out some more green. So Very Blessed is the right color. So from this sheet, I might just do the apple picking. We could also do bucket list because we were filling buckets of apples. I have Time Together, Harvest Time. Maybe I'll pull off a couple of these. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I might come back to these though. And then over here, let's pull this one off and maybe remove the adhesive so we can play with it. I'm just gonna stick it there for now. And then, yeah, let's do, oh, here, this one says Crisp Days with the apple. That would be perfect. We were picking Honey Crisps. And I think this Very Blessed fits good with the colors. Okay, and then I'll pull off this banner. I think that one will tie in nicely because we have the browns and I have the gray in my mat. So let's go ahead and pull that one off and maybe put it up here. I'm going to remove the adhesive off of those. So here's that sticker that I removed the adhesive off of. That could go right down here. And then maybe do some embellishments over this way. And then that banner could go right up here. And I think I want to ink around these edges. I might ink around those edges too. I do like that, and it brings up all of these colors into that corner. This is a retired stamp set from Close to My Heart, Setting the Scene. I have these leaves. What if I stamped those down here and kind of added a little more down there as well? And I could bring in either more yellow or more scarlet. That's an idea. I do like that stamp. I'm just going to pull it off so I, A, remember to use it, and B, see what it looks like. Another stamp I'm wanting to use is this Freshly Picked with the apple tree. So I could bring that in over in this area. And then also we preserved apples. So I could bring in the homespun preserve, bring in some jars to tell the story that we did preserve these after we got home. I would also like to bring in this basket and fill it with my apples. I love this die cut. It slices the basket open so you can tuck the apples into it. And then since I gave the girls this ribbon, I'd like to bring in a tag to use the ribbon. I don't know that I want it as like a border or frame or anything, so I thought it would be nice to just tie around my tag. So I need to find a home for all these embellishments now. My page is getting quite full. I printed my pictures large, which I typically don't do when I have a lot, but trying to be a little different. So I printed them larger. I'm going to ink around these pieces and then I'll get my photos in place and adhered. I've cut a tag out of honey butter paper, and then I did stamp that background stamp here with honey butter as well. And I've gone through and I've created some embellishments from those stamp sets I had pointed out earlier. So I used Intense Black ink. That's a Close to My Heart product, but you can use anything that's alcohol marker friendly. And I colored these with my Spectrum Noir. alcohol markers, my tri-blends. So I have my apple tree, and I haven't adhered these photos down or my 2x2s. I want to play with my embellishments before I get carried away adhering those. So I'm thinking maybe this one down here, and then I could do the apple tree kind of layered. And there is a stamp, let me see if I can find that right here, of these apples on the ground. So I could put those down, stamp those down here and color them directly on. I also have apple picking, bushels of fun, freshly picked, I'd pick you, apple of my eye. So I might bring some of those in too. So those would make for good titles as well, but I kind of wanted to bring this one in and then maybe have a tag here with that twine. I could do so these apples, when you die cut this, it cuts that slit. So then the apples can stick right in there. Isn't that cute? Okay, so I have those apples. And then I cut this out of charcoal. This is the little handle. I feel like this is floating, but I could bring over maybe some more of this cardstock or even one of these and kind of brace it down here. I'm gonna cut a banner quick out of the honey butter. I know it looks like I have a mess right now, but I just stamped these little apples down here, and these are way too small to be worried about shading. So I'm just going to use the dark side and just hit these real fast here. So then I'm thinking my tree can go here, and then the little ladder going up to the tree. And I might want it tucked behind. Where do I want it? Kind of. Kind of wanted it at an angle, maybe like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the tree down, because we know where we want that. And I think I can get this photo down. Let's use some Barely Art glue for that. And I need my tweezers. You guys should see how big of a mess I have going on here. I have die cuts and stamps and all over the place. It's quite ridiculous. Okay, and then for this, I'm just going to make sure that my apples are in place right there. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, if you can see it, on this flap here, which is the back of the basket. Okay, so now that's one piece, and then we can go ahead and put this on as well. And I love this precision tip on here. Makes it so easy. And we'll hang that right about there. And let's go ahead and put this one together. So here, I'll show you a little more detailed. So here's my slit. So I'm putting the glue up here. And then my apples can go down into that, and then it glues to the back of the apples there. Okay, so over here, I was thinking of putting maybe a little banner piece or having something like that. So then I'm wondering what I want across that. I have apple picking, harvesting love, apple of my eye. I could do apple of my eye. That kind of fits our pictures, right? And it fits good there. So let's do apple of my eye. And I am going to use my Misty. So this can go right down here. there. So you just kind of want to rub it, make sure that it doesn't have any manufacturing powder. And then that lines up right there. Okay, and I've been doing everything in charcoal, all of my inking and whatnot. I could bring in some more scarlet to stamp across here, or brown. I think I'm gonna stick with the charcoal and bring in some more of that. Oh no! Well, that was quite devastating. I just dropped my ink block on there. We'll see if we can disguise it or come up with a different title or just let it be, because things happen. Okay, so this is charcoal. Let's do it one more time just to make sure it's as bold as I want it. Okay, that looks pretty good. These are Stampin' Up's Dimensionals, and they're these really nice hexagon shapes, so they just nestle right in together there. So I'm just gonna do 3 of those and pop this one up across that basket. I think that'll work good right there. Okay, I got this apple picking here. I stamped I'd Pick You. I put some of these word stickers around. I am going to leave this as my title, and I have some dots to spread around, so maybe I can disguise it a little bit with this, but I really liked that title. I have a lot of word stickers going around, but they all just fit perfectly. I am going to add ribbon up here. So how I'm thinking of doing that is putting one behind and then cutting it at an angle, and then putting one in front, and then cutting that one at an angle. I don't want to cover up too much of my squirrel. And then put this one here. And I have some twine. This is the Baker's twine. And there is brown in there. There's also white if we wanted to bring more white in. Maybe I'll do that because I have a lot of brown. Let's try white. So if I wanted to maybe just create a bow to put over it and make it look like it's tied together. Yeah, I don't mind how that looks. So let's get this one adhered, and I think I can just go like that and kind of fake it. Okay, and then my little bow, snip him off. The key to a good bow is to just keep fussing with it. Just keep pulling it back and forth and just kind of adjusting it, and then that'll go there. So let's cut this just a tad shorter. This one the same length about. Don't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to use one of Stampin' Up's glue dots. Came in one of my card kits. I'm just going to add one of these glue dots, and I think I'll put it right up there. Oh, the glue dot didn't come off. So the glue stuck, but I got the paper off. Okay, so we're gonna put that there and this right on top of it. So I do have these that I can add around. I added those enamel dots along with some from my stash as well. And I do actually end up moving some of these enamel dots around. This is on 3D foam, And don't mind my little ink splotch here. I think we hit it okay. I don't really have 3 points of interest, but I think it makes your eye travel across the page and it brings in all of those colors. This is a collaboration with the Inspiration Collaboration Design Team for our Mystery Envelope Challenge that we do monthly, so be sure to head over and see how the other girls took my products to create a layout or a card. Out of some of the remaining pieces, I did end up making this very simple card. I just took one of those 4x4 squares, added a sticker to it, and then added the ribbon down below. Be sure to check out the other ladies' videos, and until next time, live a life worth scrapping.